Mic check, mic check. Morning Masters Podcast, your host, Made of Course. Across from me, I got two special ladies, two special guests, two ladies I love. To my left, I got my moms. You okay? Why are you breathing like that? Because they can pick it up in the microphone. And then I got my sister to the right. How y'all doing?
We're good.
I'm wonderful.
Ty, you been begging me in the podcast, so don't be shy today.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
You've been asking about 2 years now.
The fans have been requesting to have me back on the podcast.
Name 3 fans that requested you to do
A lot of everybody that be in the comments. The same people that be on the live with me.
Okay.
Exactly.
I never heard them ask for you, but it's all good.
They did.
Nonetheless, it's a special day for you, so they can't tell you're pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want people to think that you just look chubby in the face.
No, I'm just pregnant. 49 more days to go.
I'm proud of you. Mom, you having a good day today? She looked nice today, first of all. Look at mom, she got the dress on. I wasn't sure I was going to have mommy on camera at first, 'cause I don't know if people be doing some weird stuff sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I used to hate that mommy come to school when we was younger, because you had your short haircut and stuff.
Doing too much.
I used to hate that, man, because everybody always liked it then, you know? So, but how y'all been doing so far?
Great day. Got all the grandkids, had my son, my daughter, family. Just great.
You could be you. You be yourself. I know you're throwing in that T-Mobile voice right now. That Apple Music. I hear my on the phone sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They already know how you are because they heard the power of reviews we used to do. Me and mom used to do a power review every season until it started being whack. But we was doing it every season and stuff. So, but I guess first I want to ask. I know you're doing it for Mother's Day. It's like a Mother's Day edition special kind of sort of. So, but I wanted to ask y'all too, if y'all can expound on it. What would you say to people? I want to get that out the way first that either lost their mom, don't have their mom no more, or for mothers that maybe lost their kids. So it's like maybe like a weird day for them.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I know it's hard. You really can't say anything, but
No, it's just hard because I always tell people I can't imagine. I don't even want to think about it, and I can't imagine like having to navigate life without my mom, because my mom is there for everything.
Right.
So it's just like, oh my gosh, and when I do have a couple of friends that I know that have lost their moms recently, or have had their moms gone for a while, and when I see them post stuff or post how certain holidays are just not as special, it's not the same, it just makes me sad, because I'm just like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I could I don't know if I could be that strong.
I'm with you on that one. I don't know what to tell people like that.
Who? It's just like, you think about it, who would I go to besides my mother?
That's why Mother's Day is so special. Like you don't get nobody like your mom, and you only get one.
Right. So I mean, it is hard. I don't know it. I can't imagine. Some people leech on though, like they don't have their biological there, but then some people have that second mom, like Dawn
Right.
and Jalen and them, and it's like when they come to the house, hey ma. So some people grasp onto that second mother, alternate, because they don't have the physical being. For parents that have lost their kid, can't imagine once again. I mean, it has to be one of the hardest things they have to deal with when this day comes. And for most people, it's the most exciting. They want to bless their mom, and those people really can't. And you feel the different emotion. They want to be happy for people on those days of Mother's Day, but it's hard for them. I do have somebody that he's lost his mom, and he also lost his son at age 7. And he posts his son every year. And Mother's Day come, those are those two people make it the hardest for him. And he did post up wishing people happy Mother's Day, and he was just like, I want y'all to be happy. I'm honest, I'm not happy right now. Like, I have a lot of not negative thoughts, but he had a lot of negative feelings behind it, and he had to find a way to kind of like move forward. And every year he posts their pictures to make sure he don't forget them. And I would tell the parents and anybody that lost a kid, continue to do the same thing. You're still a mother, you're still a parent, but it is one of the hardest things in the world to have to deal with. I would have to imagine that.
Because I was actually gonna do my Mother's Day episode. We're gonna be with somebody I know who lost their daughter, and it's very very. I don't want to say how, but he got hit by a truck, an 18-wheeler truck. And hearing her story was sad. I was like, I don't know if I'm here to be sad on Mother's Day because some people are already sad. I do want to do that story and cover it, but maybe not a Mother's Day edition. Maybe for like the anniversary or a birthday or something, something like that. But as I was talking to the peers I talked to about doing an episode, they was like, that might be a little too sad for Mother's Day. And I said,
I
okay.
wouldn't say it would be sad. I would definitely say if that was something that you put out on Mother's Day, the message would just be to appreciate your mother, appreciate your kid. Hear this story and don't get sad about it. You need to make sure that you're being grateful for everything around you. Like that's how I would think of it. Because if somebody's sitting here, they telling me their story and they're allowing it to be posted on this holiday that you know is gonna be hard for them, in your mind, that's what you should be thinking about.
And my thoughts was that so it's nothing too cheerful. So people that are sad on Mother's Day can still watch. Not necessarily enjoy it, but watch it and not feel like feel like they're missing out or something like that. You all right? I know you're pregnant.
I need tissue.
Get you some tissue. Oh, look at her. Just wobbling. Well, I got to start with you since Ty gets some tissue. Why was Mother's Day? Because obviously, I got you and Ty on because they're like mother-daughter. And I'm going to have some questions with like kind of compare and contrast between what y'all went through together. But I guess let's start off with you. Like, what was your initial reaction when you first found out? Well, I'm your oldest, so...
That I was having a kid?
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Of course you're gonna ask.
That's my phone.
Because I didn't know.
You didn't know what you were doing?
No, I didn't know. That wasn't even a thought. Your father knew before me. I didn't even go to the doctor. How do you know?
Oh, here we go. Nah, I don't know about that because I got different stories on that one now.
I'm telling you the story. He gonna tell you what he remember. I'm telling you the story.
I hear you.
I go for mommy memory. Mommy got better memory.
I'm telling him the story how it went. Like honestly, literally, like I just didn't know. But yeah, I was happy. It is what it is at the end of the day. Hey, greatness is coming here. Just didn't know how great you'd be, but I knew it'd be something special.
What about you, Ty? What was your initial reaction when you found out you was expecting?
I was nervous. Just want to go on record to say I plan my children. Plan pregnancies. Yes, let's go for that. I need to give a shout out to Miss Riley from Josie. First black woman I ever heard talk about planning a pregnancy. Growing up, you always hear people say they just get pregnant. So I always thought that's kind of how it worked. You just kind of pop up pregnant. And when she was sitting in class, and she was like, yeah, because this is, we planned this baby. And I'm in class like, planned it? What she mean they planned it? And that's when I was like, oh, people don't just don't have babies by accident. Like so
that is funny because you never had that.
Because you don't really have that's not like something that you have like, oh, I said I wanted to have you this month. I checked ovulation. This is how, this went. So I'm just thinking, most people that have kids, you just.
Well, Mommy, you got 3, so was any of us playing?
Yeah,
no, I wasn't.
Dante was.
Well, I don't know. Donna's a very great human being. So I feel like playing might be the way to go.
No, I'm just being honest.
If anything, y'all, Dawn was not the plan.
Your father
he came 4 years later.
Your father planned you.
Oh boy, here we go. Mommy can go back to that.
Your father planned you because your father thought it was Taquasia. Because your name was Taquasia. That's the only name he had in the book. That's why I had Taquasia name. Bam, this is a boy. No, I'm telling you it's a girl. Okay, bam, I was right. Once again, here you go. But yeah, Dawn was planned because I wanted 3 kids by one husband, one man, same dad. And that's what we did. We planned to have them. I get where she comes from with the plan, and the first one was
that was
plan.
coming.
The whoops was like, yeah, that's more of a surprise. Kind of shocked she's saying she was like surprised or
I was.
You planned it.
Get at it, Mom. Get at it.
Yeah, because when
you planned it, but you were surprised.
No, so I knew I was pregnant with Elijah before I even got the thing on the test. I was the one telling his dad, I know it. Like, I know that it's not showing up on the test yet, but I know. But then when it finally did show up on the test, it kind of just like hit me like, oh my gosh.
It's
like,
real.
Like,
so
yeah.
You so shocked.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. So I'm nervous. And it's just funny because he was sleeping. Like, he slept so good that night. I was up the whole night just like, oh wow. Like, it's really, You know, because I don't think people understand, like, it's really life inside you now. Like, you really about to have a baby.
No.
You really about to be a mom. And if this is the first time, like, I couldn't fathom had that happening at all. So when I first found out, I was just like, wow, like, I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
But that's why, like, even like, you know, I would have a different, well, I guess more respect just for moms in general. But I think that's what it is. I think mothers, they feel it as soon as it happens. Like, as soon as you know, it's almost like an initial attachment right then and there.
You want to know what's funny? It's actually, that's a conversation on Facebook. I don't know who the famous person was.
Me.
No, a woman.
It's not important. Keep going.
Yeah, but she ended up saying she didn't feel nothing at all while she was pregnant. She said she didn't. Somebody else co-signed with her too and was like, "Same with me. I didn't feel nothing until I, actually saw and held my baby." And I was just like, "Yeah, that's weird." No.
Good question. So
I was like, I felt it as soon. Yeah, look, Mom, look, I said the same thing. I'm like, that's kind of weird. I felt it as soon as you realize it's a baby, because you have to change different. You got to eat different. You have to be different.
Can't drink.
Yeah,
smoke.
Exactly. So it's
that
just
that was killing mommy.
It's just
I
different
don't know.
stuff
I
you
feel
gotta
like
do.
my might have got one off on me. I don't know. I be sleepy sometimes.
Oh no, the first I was a good girl.
It was Ty.
I was.
It was Dawn.
Got my man Dawn, man. I knew it. That's why he gets tired when he running, man. That's why he always touching the D's on the basketball court, man. But okay, so initially y'all feel it. It's like as soon as y'all find out y'all pregnant, y'all just kind of feel it. Or no? So
it's like certain stage. The flutter. Mm-hmm. The flutter is like a butterfly stage, and it's like, this is real. Like, oh man, it's happening. Like, you they tell you you're carrying a kid, but you still your first one you do not fathom it. But when you get the bubbles and you start to feel the little flutters, then you can feel the full baby and you can see the handprints come out and everything. That's when it's like, wow, something really in here.
That's how I literally feel every morning. I know people be laughing when I tweet that every day, like, wow, I'm really pregnant. But I say that because when she moving and like, it's like I can feel feet and elbows and her knees. I'm just like, it's a person in here. That's crazy.
Well, I want to move a little forward as far as that. So, like, what about motherhood, though? Let's talk about that, because that's something that, obviously, you've been doing for a while now. Mom, you've been doing for 30 years now.
Yeah.
So, like, describe to me, like, what does motherhood mean to y'all? I'm going to ask more questions about it. I want to kind of get your initial responses, though, and then kind of dive deep into there.
Motherhood means responsibility. It means you have people that look up to you, that you have to make a good impression on. Motherhood is letting you know you are entering this world here now, and you've got to change. You can no longer be this selfish individual you used to be. Now you have a whole life you have to take care of. You have to make sure you teach them right, do things right. The things you do and say reflect them. But it's probably one of the most best feelings. I don't care what, even graduating from college, having a kid was probably the best feeling I ever had, to be honest.
Yeah, because motherhood is just rewarding. Like Mommy said, you gotta be different. And I think even what I learned now, and Elijah's only 5, but it's just like, it don't matter what you do. Your kid loves you unconditionally. You could be thinking, I know I tell people I do this all the time. A lot of times I kind of replay my day in my head, like, did I listen enough? Did I give enough attention? Or my response is a little harsh, like, he got on my nerves today and I said this. At the end of the day, your child's not thinking about that. Elijah still always will tell me I'm the best mommy in the world. I love you so much. Your kid, they don't project your flaws. They love you no matter what, which is why you see parents who somebody would deem, okay, they not a good mother or they not a good parent, they child still gonna love them anyway.
Right.
Motherhood is rewarding because your child, they just gonna love you. Like I always tell people, growing up, I always thought Mommy had all the answers. I didn't think there was nothing that Mommy did not know.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, it's just like, if I got a question, if I need help with something, I'm gonna go to my mother. Why? I feel like my mother got all the answers. Why wouldn't my mother know?
I would say too, like for me, I know I just always felt most comfortable coming to her, and then I ask my mother a lot too, because I always think back about some things that might happen, and I know as a mom she has to teach. She has to be a mom, also teach as well, right? Mm-hmm. So her teaching, she'll probably be like, "Don't ask me, ask your dad." But her not knowing, like, I don't want to ask him. He ain't gonna know. You know what I'm saying? It's not that he don't know. It's just that I'm not comfortable enough to ask him this kind of question. I'm comfortable asking her, But I get where she was coming from, because she want her kid to be comfortable asking both parents. She want to stay space with both parents. As a mom, a lot of times I think, I can't speak for every dad, I don't know, but I know as a mom, sometimes you want your kid to be able to go to both parents, because you may not always be here.
Yeah.
So you want your kid to just lean on you, even though it may feel good, I'm pretty sure, as a mother, but you do want, or you want that release sometimes. You want to ask all the questions. If you want 100 questions, you want to ask 50-50. But I always thought that was kind of, I liked it. I didn't like it when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she would say that. But at the time, I didn't want to hear that. I'm like, look, Mom, no. You got $10 or not? You ask him $10, right? He ain't gonna tell you no. He might, cause Mommy she don't let up easily. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might not tell her. No, he might tell me I ain't got it. I'm gonna take it. All right, cool. I love you. But Mom be like, why? Why don't you have it? Like, what are you doing that you don't have the $10? You know what I'm saying? So it's just you used to your mom, like you said, doing everything for you and having all the answers for you. So I mean, me personally, I just always like that, but I hate it when she would say, ask Dad, like, come on, don't do that. I want to ask you and you only. Do you have, like, I mean, I can speak for you, like, do you have that? What's your take on that? Because you got Elijah, he still got his dad, and then you, but he probably, I don't know who he's more comfortable with. I can't really speak to that, but do you feel like you have to be that person, like that middleman?
No, not really. Like, Elijah is very
boisterous.
Yeah, but he's good with both of us. But like I tell people all the time, I'm very thankful. Elijah's dad is very involved. There's nothing that Elijah will ask me or want me to do that he doesn't feel comfortable asking or talking to his dad about. We pretty much spend equal time with him, so I don't really have to worry about it. Even Elijah asks for 10,000 things a day, and I will tell him to ask his dad. He will go. He don't care. He go ask his dad. But the funny thing is like, because we two different people, Elijah knows I'm probably more likely to buy it, especially if it's a toy or something that's not education related. I'll be the one to buy it. He know his dad will buy certain things.
Oh yeah, you like Nene a little bit. You gonna buy the educational toy, which I always liked when I was younger.
But when it comes to between me and Elijah's dad, I'm the fun one. I'm the one. I'll buy the Nerf guns. I'll buy, what did he get? I'll buy his race car tracks. His dad is like, did you really earn a race car track? And I'm just like, buy a race car track.
I gotta ask him, how do you earn one?
Yeah, I'm just like, it's on sale. Buy the race car track. So for me, it don't bother me. I don't really worry about it. Like I tell people, I like to do a lot of things that I consider self-care. I like to get my nails done, like my toes done. And I'm learning, and I found that you gotta kind of get your kid the same stuff. You're not really spoiling your kid. If I don't really have any issues with my son, so it's just like, I try not to get him too much, but it's just like, well, if you're gonna get your nails done every 2 weeks and your toes done, if the child want a toy from Target, go ahead and get him a toy. It don't have to be an educational toy.
Well, I would say that I think the reward part, though, Mom used to do that a lot when we was young. Like, if you got a good test score or something like that, she definitely always, when I was young, she always said, if you get this, I'll give you that. I'm like, oh, I bet. So that's why in my mind, it was always like, I'm trying to get high scores, I'm going to get some toys. I was when Don came, it kind of stopped because he mad. He won everything he sees, so kind of got to fall back. But I still did get good test scores. It's just I wasn't looking for no toys after a while. Well, Tom, I'm gonna let you answer this first. What's your favorite or your most memorable memory of mommy as a kid, like far like motherly things go?
That's hard.
It's probably hard because that's a lot, but you could think of one.
That's hard. I got a lot of memories. I don't know. I just know I always tell people I have very good memories of my childhood. Like I don't look back on my childhood and be like, oh, I hate it when my mom did this, or I hate it when, that happened. I was raised pretty good. I thought we was always happy. Mommy always did things so that we could have fun. And that's one thing I liked. We was never in the house all the time. Mommy put together my bike, and I always remember I used to always tell people, "Yeah, my mother built this bike." She'd be like, "Stop telling people I didn't build a bike." And I was like, "Well, you put it together in the kitchen." To me, as a little kid, I'm thinking like, "You built this?" Like, my mother built this bike for me. That's crazy. I'm like, my mom taught me how to ride a bike. She taught me how to skate. We would go outside. We would do all this stuff. You know, I don't think. We didn't have we didn't have that type of parent that like wasn't there, or you know, we was always with somebody else. Like, I was just thinking about, like, you know, Miss Alberta used to watch me and stuff, but I don't really remember being with other people besides my mom.
Right, yeah.
I remember, you know, most of my childhood, like, being with my mom. My mom is there. My mom's gonna take us to the park. My mom's gonna, you know, walk us. My mom, you know, teaching me how to jump double dutch. I have all this stuff with my mom. I don't have other people that I'm like, oh, so-and-so taught me this. My mom wasn't there. My mom, like, no, my mom is, she there.
That's my, did you ever feel pressure of, like, always having to come through? Because it's like you always came through. So I always wanted to know if she felt pressure, though. Because one thing I say on mom, and I think I've kind of grasped that from her, like, nothing fazed me, really. Like, it could be, the worst thing could happen. And it would bother me, but it won't really bother me too much. Like, I feel like everything going to be okay still. Because I never seen her in a state where I felt like it wasn't gonna be okay. You know, like, she never gave up that vibe. Even when I knew stuff was messed up, because she might have told me this, told me that, I never felt like, okay, something's wrong now.
I never felt like that either. And Mommy used to always get back. I used to always tell her, I know y'all don't feel like we poor. I don't feel like I don't feel like we don't have no money. Mommy used to always say, I don't know why y'all don't feel like that.
And one time I told her, I said, I don't want to go to college. I want to be like you. I want to stop at high school. She was like, don't be like me. I'm like, why not? Be good.
It's just, and I felt the same way. Like, I'm thinking life is good. Like, you know, anything we ask for, Mommy get it. So I'm just like, we don't have money. Like, we ain't got it like that. She never gave us that impression. She never said anything. So
just always real resourceful too. Like, even without knowing, it always just happened. So even though I think back now, like, how did we get? I don't know, but it happened. You know. So I always wonder, like, did you ever feel pressure to come through, or was it just something you just about in your nature?
No, it's not pressure. It's maternal. Like, my kids gotta have a good Christmas. I don't really care. Somebody's bill is not getting paid. You will see me after Christmas. My kids is going to have food in the house. My kids are going to have school clothes. They're going to have all their supplies. Easter come, they're going to have Easter clothes. Like, we're going to have good summer clothes. We're going to make sure we prepare for all of this. But also, you just got to have a backup. You got to have good family. You got to pick good people. I picked a good dad. I didn't have to want for much. I didn't have to work if I didn't want to. He held everything down. But when you like that independence, you kind of want to keep that little extra money coming in. But we always had good family. Nana, Niecy, Mom, Kenny, Mike will call my brother. Like, I can go to anybody if I'm stuck. If I don't have it, they going to come through. Because they not letting their baby sister not get what she need for her kids. And y'all always did good. Y'all always were respectful. They never mind doing anything for y'all, period. So, I mean, I know it's bad. Some people don't have that to fall on. I was fortunate being the last of 7. I had the other 5 I can go to get little extras from. But your dad provided. Like I said, I didn't have to go through the hustle and all of the hoops and hollers. So we made sure, and plus we planned things. Like, we wanted to make sure y'all had a lot of the things we didn't have growing up. We didn't have a lot of the name brand stuff. We wanted y'all to have that. We had to realize a balance, though. You can't want them to have it, but then you send them outside playing in it, and now you're mad because they came home and scuffed them, tore everything up. So you got to separate, have the junk clothes, the good clothes. We go out with these clothes, you play in these clothes. So, like, those are the things we planned. Like, we talked about things that we didn't want for our kids that we had to go through. We wanted to make sure y'all were straight. Period. We didn't want y'all wanting for nothing. Not that y'all was having silver spoons, but y'all had every basic y'all needed at that house. Period. We not making you stand. We're going to go to the movies. We're going to sit in Barnes & Noble bookstore, read books. I enjoyed just watching 3 different personalities come together, and the noise, the loudness, the Ty doing the schooling with Dawn, and she's the takeover person. Jermaine's the oldest, but he listens to everything his sister says and sitting in the room just hearing y'all go at it from one room to the next. To hear it, me and Bo used to sit there like we really got 3 kids, yo. 3 of them. It's 3. You hear them in there? Like 3 of them. You hear Ty? She reading to Dawn. She stay on him. Like, I like that you, the older brother, Dawn always wanted to be under you. Ty always wanted to be under you. If y'all went somewhere and Dawn was home alone, get their own brother and sister. I don't understand why they can't get their own. Y'all were not used to being apart like that. It's weird to some people, and that's why I tell people, a lot of people can't understand our relationship because it probably isn't their normal. It's my normal. My brothers raised me. So I knew what that family love I wanted. I always wanted that, and me and Bo made sure we kept that with y'all. Like, we're going to tell y'all we love y'all. We're going to tell y'all we appreciate y'all. We pushing y'all for better. Nope, we got high school diplomas. I'm going to need you to do better. I'm going to need you to do better than me. I'm going to need you to go higher. Jermaine got associates. Ty, you have to get a bachelor's. So, I mean, those things like that as parents, those are the things you look forward to in life to progress. And I get to see all of it. Now I get to see the grandkids. And I'm happy because I have some friends that can't say that. I have some friends whose kids are here and their parent isn't. I get to see my kid have a kid. I get to see my kid have a marriage. I get to see my son have his daughters. I get to see every kid I have graduate high school. I got to see every kid I have graduate college, be successful in everything that they put their hands on and attempt. I have kids that just don't give up and just are doing nothing, do a lot of positive stuff. That's the best feeling ever when you can say you got 3 kids, 3 great accomplishments, doing great things. You have a good relationship with them. I mean, I wake up smiling every day, and it's hard because I have a lot of other things going on, but the 3 of y'all, it just keeps that smile going for me.
One thing I want to say is I think I was going to answer the question I asked you about one of the most memorable moments. I got a few. I'll say one like personal stuff, but as far as regarding all 3 of us, I would say, I don't know if you remember that time, but Mommy, when she would come from work, she would call, hey, I'm on this time. I'll be home like 20 minutes, whatever. All right, cool. So we know at that point, clean up, because we ain't cleaned up the whole time we was here.
Yep. All
right, cool, right? So we start doing that. Especially me, I clean the bathroom. I'm like, I'll do that 10 minutes, ain't no thing. So I start cleaning up. But she was like, this day she was like, what y'all want, Chinese food? I love when she used to ask that question, like, yes, Chinese food. You know, Mommy used to cook a lot.
Yes.
So as a kid, when you get a lot of home cooked meals, you start wanting more food out. But then as you go older, it became that, it's vice versa now.
It's a treat. It's like,
yeah, at the time, because she cooked all the time. And she cooked. She a good cook. It's just the fact that you want Chinese food every now and then, something different. But anyway, she called and she was like, I got a movie for us to watch. We have family night, movie night. Always spontaneous with Mommy, you know what I'm saying, all the time. And she comes and she brings Claudine. And we all watch Claudine, you know what I'm saying. It was a good time. We always had a good time watching movies. And I'm pretty sure Dawn got kicked out the room or something like that for doing something supposed to do.
Every time.
I'm pretty sure. But the thing is, we would watch it more and more afterwards, right? And when I was younger, you be so caught up in the moment sometimes, like, of the family moment, just enjoying family and what's going on. Now that I'm old and look back on it, it was crazy how much that movie did apply to her. I don't think we ever took it in, you know what I'm saying? But it's just one of them things where it was a time to bond, you know what I'm saying? So I just remember that night. I don't know why I remember that time like all the time.
I remember watching Claudine. That's why I love that movie.
I just remember she brought it because I bought them DVD. This DVD just came out 2 at a time. So I'm like, oh, more DVDs? All right, cool. We have VCR and tapes, you know what I'm saying? So every time DVDs were bought, it was a big deal to me. And I remember that night, and it was cool just watching it and being able to bond as family, just, you know, seeing a black woman with kids, having to go out in the world, still work, still come home, get stuff clean. And it kind of like I said, we was trying to scramble getting stuff clean. It's like, damn, okay, we got clean it because when she at work all day doing this, she won't want to come home and clean.
I used to clean my stuff on time as soon as I got home. I had the kitchen.
Sure. If you ever did, we definitely messed it up on purpose.
I used to clean the kitchen as soon as I got home every time. I used to tell Jermaine, just clean the bathroom now. He never did it, Ma. Never did it. That's just crazy.
Nah, that's a lie. That's not true. That's definitely not true.
That's just crazy.
You probably should be trying to read books to us and stuff like that. That was your problem all the time.
It helped Dawn. That helped Dawn.
But reading books and stuff. We used to laugh at you, Ty. Like, not in a bad way.
What? My brothers loved the way I read books.
Yeah, we did. It was just one of the things where I knew I couldn't do that. I didn't have the humility to do that. to like act out the reading and be as animated. But what I'll say is when you do it, me and Dawn look at each other, we start laughing but we liked it though.
They used to ask me to read Harry Potter books because I used to do the voices, and y'all used to just crack up. But they
used to
get
so mad. I used to get mad sometimes.
Because sometimes I just say, why y'all laughing for so long? But the funny thing is that like reading in class.
Oh yeah,
it never bothered me to read in class. Most of my teachers loved me reading in class because
that's why though.
I always read the same way I used
that's not
to.
Normal it's not normal for a young kid. I don't know if you know that.
Why don't you do the voices though? You gotta do the voices. Elijah love when I read when I do the voices. You gotta change the voices up. But the Three Little Pigs can't have the same voice.
We were close in age, and I always told everybody that I said one of the things I said do better than me, reading. I said I don't know how she do it. And I think one time, mommy, I got in trouble in school for something. I don't know, not often, but I got in trouble in school for something. Mommy punished me to read books. I'm like, oh boy, I can't get tired of reading this book. For all they might give me some money to read the book, I said I ain't gonna do it. But the thing was, when nobody was around, I tried to read it like how you read it. And that's the only way I can get through Harry Potter at first, was reading it how you did it. But I couldn't do it when people were around because I was like, there's no way I can read this book with Dawn here. They gonna start laughing. I can't do it. So I did it when nobody was around, and it worked out. Then what happened was like 2 weeks later, the movie came out. Here go mommy. I still want you to read that book. I'm like, well, I already know what happened, so come on, ask me questions, baby. I'm ready. But Ma, what about you? Because I know y'all have a difference in motherhood, so to speak, and I mean as far as how you came up and how mommy came up, right? So I know, Mama, you often say that grandma worked a lot, so you didn't get what you gave us. You didn't get a lot of that. Mm-hmm. So can you talk a little bit about that, and how that guided you to be as the kind of mom you were, based on the mom you had?
Well, really, I'm last of 7. My mother was 36 when she had me.
And you was how old when you had me?
21.
20 when you were pregnant, though, right?
20 when I was pregnant.
Yeah, but you.
Yeah. And I always said, just looking at life, like she worked so hard, and I get it. You got 7 kids, you got to work. Michael and them raised me, but I ran track. My mom didn't come to one track for Colgate. I did shows in school. I think my mother came to one show. I was in Eastern District High School. I never got the double dutch. We never did doll hair. We never did tea parties. We didn't have that bond. It just wasn't there. And I always said when I got older, if I have kids, I appreciate my mother having me. I'm never having any kids after 30. I want all my kids before 30. I want to play with them. I'm a big kid. That's me. I like to have fun. I like to be silly. I like to enjoy life. So I wanted 3 beautiful kids. I wanted a sandwich.
You definitely got one beautiful kid. Thanks to me.
Me.
Daughter in the middle. I wanted boy, girl, boy. And I'm going to be honest, God answered every prayer I asked for. He gave that to me. I had kids by a person that kept a job and, wasn't in jail, and he was dependable to make sure, we got what we needed. I wanted to be able to jump rope with Ty, ride bikes with you. Do you remember when you and I would ride your bike and I'd be on your pegs and your homeboys or your friends be like, yo, your sister used to be like, man, that's my mom.
I told you I don't like that. She want to bring it up. I hated that. I used to, when I drop you back up, I go back around and like, why are you playing with me for? But like, don't do that. I could not. It came to a point where I couldn't go around. I couldn't walk around Bushwick with mama because people trying to be funny. I don't play no kind of game. Like I don't play with my moms or my sister. I don't play that.
Like, we have fun. You would go to the park. We acting silly going to the park. We get to the park, play, try to teach y'all to do handball, try to get y'all to run track, but y'all lazy.
I never got good at handball, ever.
Yeah. Mommy was nice in handball.
Mommy was
good.
Her
play? She was
nice
in handball.
It used to make me mad. I'm like, how you even get over there that fast? I can't get the ball. I can't.
Why is making you mad?
Because I wanted to be good at it too, and I was not. Like, we was not good. You used to have the rackets, and I'm like, this not for me. This find me a different game, mommy. This is one not for me.
To expound on mommy saying, so I know it's like, especially now, people always say, I ain't having kids at this age, I think it's your prerogative. Do what you want to do. If you want to have them when you're old, cool. You want to have them when you're young, fine. It's always advantages and disadvantages in both ways.
I was about to say, yeah, but also just keep in mind the stuff.
I always appreciated mommy being energetic and young because, and like, she was with our generation, kind of, so to speak. You know, so one time she left school and she gave me a pound. She didn't give me a kiss on the cheek, and everybody was like, "Your mom's so cool." Like, relax.
I think that too.
I
always, all of my friends, even all the way up to college, be like, "You don't understand. You got a cool mom," and I used to be like, "What that mean? Like, your mom she chill. She like us. Like, your mom understands," and I'm just like, how your mom don't? Like, I just talk to my mom like a normal person. Yeah, maybe if you told your mom, I could never tell my mom.
But now you're older, you know, because they got older ways, older mindsets. And I will say, like, the people I knew that did like live with their grandma or live with somebody older, they would talk to them like crazy. And then you so older, you really can't control that 15, 14-year-old kid sometimes, if it's just you, because they people get bigger as they get a certain age. I had a friend already now, though. His mom was a little older, and he wasn't like the most disrespectful kid in the world, but he would curse. I'm like, you can say that,
yeah. Look,
he was like,
I remember that. He'd be like, you
I'm like, so can I try it?
No.
But I still like, nah, cause my mom might hear it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good.
I always tell people that was one thing too. I used to tell my friends all the time, like, I think the best thing about like the relationship I got with my mom is like, I was never scared of mommy, but I respected my mother. Like, I never wanted to be sneaky or do too much crazy stuff. I'm like, nah, like, my mother gonna find out. Like, I told Bobby in 8th grade, this girl's like, yeah, I got my belly button pierced. Yeah, I can do yours. My mom don't know. Nah, my mom gonna find out. What you mean your mom don't know? That's weird. Like,
see, but.
And I always tell my friends, like, I never had that instinct in me, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a tattoo. I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, like, behind my mother back. And I'm just like, I don't know. It was no behind my mother back. I respect my mother too much to be doing something behind her back, you know, for something that permanent.
Right,
like,
right.
You know, yeah, I'm a teenager. I'm gonna do little stuff, but stuff like that, I'm like, y'all, you know, you don't respect your mother. Like, that's wild to me. To me, I always just felt like, dang, that's just disrespectful. Like, cause you're not gonna tell her. She's just not gonna know. And it's just funny because now sometimes I tell people, I look back on certain stuff I did, and I'm just like, that was not smart. Like,
but you know, about mom, like, I would say, like, I always knew we had a good mom. I don't think that was like a question. I always, you know, some people have to question that, and I was always proud to not have to question that. I don't think I took it for granted, you know, because we don't question it. But I did, like, with all our friends liked our mom too, and I never peeped it of what it meant when you're young, because you're like, look, come on, I'm trying to leave. You trying to stay? I'm trying to leave. But my mommy did stuff like, one time, as a guy came over to the house one time, and he was a friend. He was cool, but you know how I get annoyed quick. So I'm like, you've been here since like 2 p.m., bro. It's like 7. Why are you still here? So mommy was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, yo, I want him to leave. So like 5 hours later, mommy was like, Jermaine, company got to go in 5 minutes. I'm like, oh yes, there we go. That's the one. That's what I wanted to hear. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that stuff, like, she, even her knowing something's wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm not saying, hey, mom's something wrong with me. I'm just like, she's like, why are you away from your friend? But just picking that up. It's just a difference between even a mother and a father. Like, I know I'm gonna do a father's episode at some point, some down the line. But I think one time I told somebody, I think I seen somebody get jumped at school one time. It was like, to me, it was real bad. Like, I seen it before, but it was like one of the worst. I remember telling mommy, I might have been a little emotional telling mom about it. I was like, yo, this is crazy. He ain't doing that to nobody. It was like, he ain't do nothing. He didn't deserve it. So daddy called me after. I'm thinking daddy called me because he's like, your mom said call you. I said, yeah, somebody got jumped. He's like, oh, no. You come over here today or not? That's what I'm calling about. Like, he didn't care. He didn't care about your story. He didn't care about that. Even when I told her before about when I got my bike got robbed or whatever. And I told the story in depth before on the podcast. And I was telling people like my mommy, when she see me, she hugged me, you know what I'm saying? Because she at work, we in a rough neighborhood. You're not thinking that happened. So the fact that it happened, like, okay, damn, he getting older now. So I have to tell him X, Y, Z. So we talked for a little while. She hugged me for a long time, you know, all that stuff. Because you never know what could happen. Somebody could have stabbed me that day. I didn't get the bike up. So she probably like, you know, she was more upset than that. Told her daddy. He's like, yeah, man, it happens. He said, you know, it's his exact words. Yeah, man, it happens. Niggas try to rob my own project sometimes, you know?
Dads are just, especially our daddy, but dads in general, for the most part, they be they're always nonchalant about everything.
I can agree to that.
Moms are usually the ones that are like, you know, look at the totality of the situation. And dad's just like, you good, right? All right, come on, let's go.
Like, I mean, you straight? Like, you bleeding? All right.
You like, what?
That was that.
Your mom was just too hood, because Russell and
Reggie.
Nope, not even Reggie. The light-skinned dude. He didn't have it all.
I don't know what you talking about.
Used to hang out with Preem around the corner.
Oh, you talking about Stutter.
Stutter. Stud and Russell was looking for them. So
Yeah,
Reggie
was the first person for me, and we went over there. He was knocking. Remember the time the house got broken into and you started knocking people with your gun? He was doing that. I didn't know he carried a gun to that day. I said, oh. And when I told him the full story, he was like, so the guy that came with us was with you and he ran away? I said, yeah. He's like, if you told me that, I probably would have hit him with a gun upside his head. I said, I'm glad you didn't do that because he's my age. He don't need that. But it was a learning for me that everybody ain't your friend and all that stuff. So it was cool. But not too much on that. That was something that I noticed too. Like even the emotional side of it. Like mom was there. Like any mothers be there for any side of it. Like you know how like somebody got a job and their main job is to do one thing, but they gotta know how to do all of it. That's me. That's like a mom, but their main job is everything. So you can't not know how to do this. You got to know how to do every single thing. Some dads do get off on not know how to do this, and that's okay. But for mommy, like it was nothing that she couldn't. Like you said, she was building bikes. And daddy probably could have did it, but I never asked that. Hey, can you come put my bike for me? It was like, oh no, I'm not asking him. But mommy, you ain't doing nothing.
Exactly. Can you fix this?
Like you ain't doing nothing. You work 6 days this week. Yeah, it's all good. You good. You got 30 days, 30 minutes free. Put my bike for me.
Look, and that's what it's like for me, and it's always funny because I had to put some air in Elijah's bike, and I'm just like, this is something your daddy's supposed to be doing. Like, he's like, mommy, you right here. You on break, right? With the air in the tire. I'm like, gosh, you messing up my nails. Now I got to figure out how to put the pump the bike. I'm just like, come on, like, this really not. But when you a mom, they don't understand that like, this just not something I should be doing. Kids see it as you not doing nothing. You got time.
Mamas are all around everything. Moms can't get a day off. Moms don't get to be sick. Moms still have to maintain. You got to do homework. You still got to stay on the kids. You still got to iron clothes. You still got to go to the laundry. You still got to go shopping and bump that shopping cart up them 2 flights of stairs. Life continues.
It's kind of personal, ain't it? Mommy went personal with that one, ain't it?
We
definitely had 2 long flights of stairs.
We wasn't really no help with them 2 flights of steps. I can recall. I can't. Nothing I could do with that.
Mommy had the car. She would go backwards and pull them up each way.
It just don't. It drives you. What don't break you will make you. It drives you. It pushes you to be better. You can't let your kids see you weak. We all have weak moments. I'm gonna always try to hide that from y'all because we human. I never like y'all to see that. I would never want you to see it. But I know at some point in my life you guys will have to. You try to be a strong person around your kids.
I only seen you cry one time, and it's because you stabbed yourself in the
head. I was just about to say that is the only time I ever saw my mother cry. When she stabbed herself in her hand by mistake, and it scared us so much. We went to go. Was it you? We went to go get Keisha because I'm just like, my mother crying like
hand
this.
Is bleeding.
My mom don't cry
like. She don't at all. She never cried. Well, I'll take that back, and I got time. I have to clear something up too. So. I did see her cry one more time. It wasn't boo crying, but I seen tears coming down her eye. And I always tell a story about when I was in 6th grade and I got in trouble with some gang thing that would happen, right? But I never told mommy this. And it's crazy. All these years went on, I never told mommy this the full story, right? So it's the thing. I got in trouble and it was some gang thing, right? And the next day, I thought it was deep, but I didn't know how deep it was. The next day, they pulled 3 of us in the office up. Mind you, it was like 50 dudes. Some of them are killers now to this day, you know what I'm saying? 50 dudes. They picked 3 of us. Not they picked, but somebody in the letter, I guess he wrote.
You was one
3
of the 3?
Us. Yes. It's the thing. And I know Tommy to this day. The day they called me, I literally just told them, yeah, I'll be in the game 2 hours before that. So I didn't know none of the stuff that went down. So I know Mommy thought I was lying for real. I was like, I don't know. But I really didn't know. When he read the letter, I didn't know what happened with him. I didn't know he was even involved in it. I thought they just found out because people were saying it around the school. I didn't know it was a real thing going on. But I wasn't old enough to tell Mommy, hey, Ma, well, this happened. And because I wasn't true from the beginning, it was hard. You just like, I'm going to see what happened. Yep. But the thing was, as I got older, I think to myself, yo, I'm just crying. I never told I was only for really 45 minutes. It was literally at lunchtime. I said, yeah.
I was in the game, Mom, but it was only for 45 minutes. I changed my mind right after.
No, I ain't changed. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't change my mind. And we didn't really click up again like that. We always just cool. We just said, all right, no name. I guess that's the thing. But the thing was this. I didn't know none of the stuff that was going on that he was talking about. This dude and it just looked weird because I had a fight too. My 6th grade year was kind of bumpy because I had a fight too. The dude I had a fight with, I remember him because he was in the gang thing. He probably thought like, oh, you probably fought to get in the gang. No, I fought him because he didn't like me. So we never liked each other anyway. But he told this dude that he was going to get his gang to kill him. I didn't know this. I didn't know none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I never told mommy, like, yo, I was literally in it for like no more than 45 minutes. Like when I said, all right, cool, they started calling people names at during that period. My name got called. I'm like, okay, whatever. I walked, but I had always been cool with them anyway. So I was like, dang, had I just said, hey, wait till tomorrow, I'll tell y'all. I could have said no, I'm been good. But then I don't know. The next day I probably wouldn't have been good either way because all the evidence was stacked against me. You know, it's like even though I wouldn't have been in it, it's like I had nothing to do with none of this stuff, but guilty by association. And that's what that taught me. Just be mindful who you're around. Cause I didn't do nothing, but I got in the most trouble for doing the least. But I also didn't tell nobody either. Mommy told me that though. We just don't tell. But I should have just said, hey, Mom, I ain't trying to tell nobody, but hey, that wasn't nothing I did. But to this day, I don't think I had never told mommy that. I never told mommy this to this day that was the case. And I never thought about it until I told the story. Like, yo, you know what's crazy? I never told my mother that I wasn't involved in that like that. And I got punished for like 2 months. Even though I didn't play the game that often, so it didn't really bother me. But
I mean, yeah, she should have had you on punishment for 4 months. You joined the game for 45 minutes. Like your mother ain't teach you nothing at home. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of. But when you're young, that is kind of wild though.
And I never have another problem with Jermaine after that. I mean, never. I never hardly had problems with Jermaine. So that one just hurt because literally when we were on the way to the school, I kept saying,
Talk to the microphone.
You don't have nothing you want to tell me?
I really didn't know.
Nothing you don't want to tell me. You don't want me to walk up here and look like no fool.
Oh, that's Mommy's favorite. Is it something you need
to tell me before I walk in here to these people?
Nope. it wasn't like it's just that I didn't know. You know how like when you go to court they give you all that. I didn't know none of the stuff that was going on. Like mind you, I didn't know he had an issue. I didn't know how they called us. When they called us down there, they treated like they were gonna arrest us. They was like, we gonna arrest y'all. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? But I still didn't think about it because they had 3 of us separated and the rest of them to the other side. I'm thinking they're in trouble. Cause I'm like, there's no way I'm in trouble because I just said yes like 20 seconds ago. There's no way I'm in trouble. So when the next day happened, I'm trying to walk off. And the dude, Mr. G, anybody that went to Halsey know, he was like, hey, you, come here. I'm trying to walk a little bit. I'm like, come on, Mark, come on, let's go. But the good kid in me was like, this was who you want. Why I did that for? Because it was over. We just gonna go to class. And I got in trouble. I think I was on suspension for the rest of the school year. Like I had to get like my class signed every day, which is another thing. Because if mommy would tell you, I wasn't a bad kid, but in class I couldn't ever sit down. They said I couldn't sit down. That's what they were saying. And so I had to sit down because every class you had to get it written like he was good. So I'll be bad most of the class. Like hey, I was playing. Please. Cause mom gonna see this. She gonna be mad. A few times I did for a signature, but I had to do it because I was bad that day. But other than that, I was good.
He had a conduct sheet. I can't even remember Jermaine having a conduct sheet, but that one time.
I was always the one with the conduct. I had a conduct sheet since first grade.
Yeah, you talk too much. You talk way too much. Don's different. Don, he got an anger problem. Once he get mad, and people call me like, he at the point you can't do that with him right now. Exactly. So you done pissed him off to that point. And Don will give you chances. Cause Don kid, even at home, he'll fight us. He don't care. He'll lose.
Don really, yeah. I used to tell people that. He'll lose all day. Even he know he gonna lose, he's still gonna try me.
That's that
face
uncle,
get red.
That's that Uncle Carl.
Hives on his face. Losing. Just okay mad. With it. I'm like I'm getting tired of you losing.
Like that time he got mad at us and then left the house. It was cold. He left the house with no jacket. I was so mad, Ma. Because I'm like, bro, you know, and then mommy come home and you not here. Like you doing too much now. I don't care. You doing too much.
That was wild.
I'm like, cause then you know in New York where we live, everybody know everybody. Like somebody gonna see you out here, they gonna be like, Tanya, Dawn was out here no jacket. Like no, you doing too much now. If you want to fight us,
outside screaming.
You gotta stay in the house. Like you doing too much.
But see, that's what made the motherhood. In that moment, it ain't funny. But then, like years later, when we can reflect back on it,
I'm glad she finally said it. Cause boy, it was some times in the mom like, let me look at mom right now because she a little upset.
Right, like you be ticked off, but then later in life, those are the things you can elaborate on and you laugh about it. You learn from like literally how I was raised. How my mom raised me, how I raised y'all, and y'all raised y'all kids, we all took a different spin. I took more of my raising from my mom, but I just showed more emotion. Y'all took a lot of my raising and kept the curse words and the hitting to a minimum. So everybody had their own way of doing things. Ty don't hit at all. I know you ain't talking. You don't either.
No, I don't. Ty does though. Ty pop Elijah. I don't.
Well, yeah, no really.
That's not
The
nothing.
only time Elijah is very rare he get whooping, but if he do,
Well, he
get
will cry
one,
anyway, so it don't matter.
that's number one. He
That's how I was. I would cry.
cry about everything. I could yell at Elijah and just look at me, and it's just tears. But for the most part, he don't really get whoopings and stuff. But yeah, like I think
You just be super aggressive.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Exactly.
I'm like, why you doing that? You're not about to do nothing to him.
And look, and that's a sad thing because I just be like, Keno always said, he'd be like, you all bark, no bite, because you don't never do nothing.
Always been Ty.
I just be
Always
like,
been Ty.
I just be like, he just gotta think I'm gonna do something. I don't gotta actually
She
do
learned
nothing.
that from me.
He just gotta think I'm gonna do
Because y'all
it.
used to think I'm gonna do half of the stuff. Now I'm probably
That is
I
true.
Have to pop y'all
Damn.
too much.
You know how
That is true.
You know how like on Everybody
You
Hate
scared
Chris.
them. Y'all
When
kept saying
the
I act
mama
like
used to
her.
be like, she gonna slap you in the next
Everybody
week.
say that. That's mommy.
And he got that scene where she
Go next week.
when he go to that scene. I tell people all the time that remind me of my mother because when she said she was gonna slap you the next week or something, I used to really think she could do it. Like
now that I'm thinking about it, mommy had some of the like some golden lines for real. Like, yo, and then one time you said something to me. I think you should say Professor Ding Dong or
yeah,
something like that.
that's what. Yeah.
And then I think who was Sheila daughter was there.
Danielle.
And she was like, Professor Ding Dong the whole time. I'm like, why is this funny? And I'm getting upset. I'm like, yo, why she call me that? Like I'm a little upset about that right now. But mommy, that's how she was though. Especially if she had a and I never thought about like, even the fact that a woman, which I go through. So for all I know, it could have been, that time and she going through. So it was time mommy would snap. I'd be like, yo, what's wrong with this lady today? Cause
But then-
I reflect a lot. So I'm like,
It's funny because I used to feel the same way. Like, oh, she just ain't in a good mood today. All right, leave her alone.
One time she told me it was an honest day. We was down here too. It was an honest day, and we was in St. Mall. Then we asked something like, "Am I tomorrow honest day?" So she's like, "Why are you just telling me?" I'm like, "We just found out, da da da." And she was mad about something. I think I might have said something like, "I need this," and she's like, "No, you can't. I need this." She was like, she just went off. It's like, "Yeah, and I'm bleeding too, so I don't want to hear that." I said, "Whoa." What the hell is going on here? I didn't ask for that information, but it was that day. I said, "Oh, okay," and then do a meeting.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I think that's another thing too. I tell people all the time, like when I want to say probably during like the first trimester, I was really, really emotional. Sometimes I just didn't really feel well. And I remember one time I got so frustrated with Elijah, and I just started crying, and he was looking at me like, "Oh my gosh." And I was just like, "I'm so sorry, baby. It's not you. It's mommy. I just hormones or whatever." He was like, "Yeah, mommy, because that really freaked me out. But I'm glad you're okay." And I was just laughing because I'm just like, well, I'm glad he know it ain't him. Like, it's not you. You're not doing nothing wrong. It's not you
Right.
being bad. I just want to explain to you is this. He had me cracking up. He's like, "Yeah, because you really scared me when you was crying, mommy. You really freaked me out."
I like Elijah's funny, but he got a lot of you in him. I don't know if you see it or not, but like just his vocabulary, the stuff he say, how he act, what he do. You wasn't as energetic. I think he got more of a Dawn in energetics, but he definitely got your smarts and stuff like that. I can get that to you now today. You probably were the smartest one.
Definitely.
I get to today. Yeah.
Definitely was the smartest one.
But I say this. Ty, let me tell you about Ty. Ty used to get so mad and say this, and I don't know how it believe it, remember this or not. So they would be scared sometimes in their room. Say, "Man, sleep with us tonight. I'll sleep with them, whatever." I say, "Yo, I think Dawn gonna be a superstar." Now, mind you, Dawn was not playing basketball at the time. He ain't play T-Boo down here.
Dawn ain't do nothing.
Here go Ty. I'm gonna be the superstar. It's gonna be me. I say, Ty, it could be you, but I think Dawn is just special. I think he's a star. I don't know what about him. And Ty would just argue me down like, "Bro, y'all could both be stars. I'm just telling you, Dawn is gonna be special. I don't know what it is. I just knew something was gonna be special."
No, because they used to try to play me. They used to always try to gang up on me all the time. And Jermaine don't ever want to give me my props, but then he want to tell Dawn ain't doing good. No, I be doing
Ty
good.
was too
I be
competitive.
doing
She
stuff.
thought she could sing better than Karsha. Karsha
So,
could sing at the time.
so what?
Ty got so mad one day because we had America's Idol one time when we were off.
Why did he my brother? He's supposed to vote for me. Why he vote
Karsha
for
could
me?
sing though.
So what? I know I can't sing.
Ty, we always know you had the Brandy voice.
Yeah, I
we
never.
always said that.
Even in them plays with Miss May, she used to always be like, "You just got
Even the
just a
baby
raspy
voice. We just don't know which one you're going to use. Are you using the inside voice? Are you using the reading voice? Or are you using the just want to be loud voice? Ty, you just had too many voices going on.
Mad personalities.
I still think Jermaine should have voted for me in the singing contest. I'm your sister. I would have voted for you.
I never would have sung against somebody like Karsha. That's just me personally. I
I
always stayed in my lane,
I
bro.
would have voted for you.
I hear you. Got mad trying to fight me. Get out of here.
But I think how mommy talked about like how we all have like different parenting. I think it's cool because I always say like I feel like I seen it come around full circle. Like how grandma was with mommy, she was so different with us when we came to live here. And I always tell people, like, my grandma wasn't really emotional. I said, but when I went to college, my grandma would call me. She tell me she loved me. And I'm like, it was just weird because it's like, you never say stuff like that, grandma. But she did. I'm like, I have a memory of grandma coming outside to turn rope with me. Grandma, I think because she finally had that time.
She wasn't working all the time.
To do stuff, she tried to make it up. It was like, okay, I couldn't really do this with my kids, but now I kind of want to at least try and make an attempt. She
wanted her house to be the summer vacation place.
It was.
And I didn't see that when I was younger because you're so young in the moment, you're not looking at it. Even her spending all that money. It's so much money to get a pool done.
Yes.
Spending all that money saying, hey, y'all come down for this 2 weeks and get this. I'm going to get the pool ready for y'all. I can see how cost me mad now. Damn, you can't ready for us, you get ready for them? You know what I'm saying? But I understand it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted that place to be where y'all come and get away from the city. And who knows, they don't even live down there. But, yeah, I definitely see that. Grandma definitely was different with us than she was with y'all. But I think Mommy is different with the kids than she was with us.
Yeah,
and she's way softer.
Totally different with her grandkids.
The same thing we said about Grandma, Mommy's the same way, soft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I never ever got beaten or hit by Grandma.
Ever.
Never
got put out the house, told to leave, nothing.
Never. Always hugged and kisses. She never even say nothing. Only thing she ever told me one time, I said crazy to her. And she was like, what you call me?
That, yeah.
And it all took one time. And said, okay, I see she can't get kind of wild, so I'm going to just chill. But other than that, never with Grandma. Never had an issue. Love me to death. I'm her favorite. You know that.
No, but I know I'm her favorite.
It's all good. See what I'm saying about Ty? She don't want to get nobody credit. She has to be the one in everything. Ty don't get nobody credit.
She act like her grandma.
I am grandma's favorite.
There you go.
Grandma didn't want to tell nobody, but I'm really
wrong.
grandma's favorite. Like, she know I'm her favorite. Grandma, she know it.
Probably because she probably thought you was me because you look like me a little bit.
No, I'm just grandma's favorite. Just overall, look at me. I look great. Kids look great. Grandma been here for everything. She came to my graduation.
Came to mine too. What are you
saying?
saying?
I'm the favorite. But see, mine was always in Atlanta.
She came to Atlanta?
Yes. She came to my college. Yeah, my grandma came to my
you talking about college?
Yeah, my grandma loved me now. Stop playing. Stop playing now. My grandma loved me. I'm the favorite.
She cool with you. I'm pretty sure she cool with you, man. But nah, grandma, yeah. It is different, but like I said, I think that what I like, what Mommy always said when we was younger, the goal is to be a better parent. So each time. So if it keep going down the line, I just think, dang, 3-4 generations from now, we're going to have some immaculate parents. I'm trying to figure out how we can get better with each thing, And it's like, you had grandma who worked a lot, baby was emotional. Mama who worked a lot and was dish on the emotion side. We do both and more. So I'm pretty sure going forward, it's going to get better and better. Hopefully. I don't know, this generation kind of wild.
I tell people, it's one of two things. You either see people be exactly the kind of parent their parent was because they don't know no better, or you see them say, my parent could have did this better. I'm going to do it better. Either two ways. You do hear a lot of people say, my parent did it and I was fine. My sister did it and I was fine. And they don't really think about how things affected them or bothered them or made them feel. They just doing it because it's like, well, my parent did it. I'm cool.
It's a different generation now. We have different technology. It's different ways of doing things. So you have to conform to that. Like, I can't be the grandmother that grandma was with y'all. First of all, that's just not me. Second of all, I'm a big kid. I would sit there and watch cartoons, and the kids ain't even paying no mind. Like, Titi, what you watching? Cartoons? Aren't you going to watch it with me? Yeah, I don't watch that one. They letting you know, like, this is what I do. But as a grandmother, I'm different than how my mom was because she had a different upbringing. My upbringing, I wanted to be the fun, cool mom with my kids, have kids, 20 years so under me where we can still do things and we can laugh about stuff. And as they grow and become an adult, I can become a friend to them. I never had a friend in my mom. My mom wasn't the type you can go talk to. She wasn't emotional. You couldn't tell her certain things. So,
I laughed because I seen a post on Facebook that was like, what it said? Somebody, your parents used to always tell you they're not your little friend or whatever. So he was like, so when they looking for a gift for Mother's Day or Father's Day, let them know. I'm not rewarding you for a job you were supposed to do. Remember, we not friends. But I'm laughing because I tell people, I think Mommy always said that to me, but when you get to adulthood, you kind of see the relationship change, and I was thinking we were talking about this at work or something like that, and I was like, yeah, so it definitely is different when you see the relationship with your parent change, and it's like, okay, it's not really parent and child, y'all becoming more friends. You can talk to your parent about a lot more stuff than you probably would have talked to them about before, because your parent was gonna remind you, like, I'm not your, we not friends. My mom used to always say, we don't share clothes. We not cool. We not.
I always said that was just one of them things you do because you upset at the moment, and maybe as a you're not mature enough as a kid to treat them like their mom still. Sometimes you say something to your parent like, don't say it to me, I'm not your friends.
Yes.
So one of them things, but I do think you have to do that because I don't know. I'm gonna see it eventually at some point, but I know y'all went through that. Like when your daughter become a teenager, you kind of have to, because if you don't, she gonna block everything out and you're not gonna know anything. So like in order to be a good parent, you have to kind of be a friend. That's the only way you're gonna know any little bit, unless you just like on her, hound her, and then at that point she just gonna sneak around, do whatever she wanna do, whatever the case may be. But you have to have some kind of balance there anyway, because as a parent you got to give up something. As a kid you got to give up something, because that's the only way that relationship gonna work. Because you coming into adulthood, women do it earlier than men most times. So it's kind of hard to deal with, somebody that's 14, 13, 15, because your child's very smart anyway. Probably thought you knew it all anyway. You done been through it, so you already know it all.
Definitely.
That's a clash anyway.
Definitely thought I knew it all, and I definitely just did not know it all.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not trying to get into too much, but I will say one thing. I would say is that that was like a blur to me. I'm not gonna lie, because I was kind of my own shell at that time. Because I feel like I became my shell a little later. I didn't like people like that, I didn't think I was ever gonna be down here that long. When I got saying, okay, we're gonna be not moving, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna just open up to everybody. I'll adapt this Southern hospitality.
Oh, I gotta make
But during
friends.
that time, just remembering the stuff that was going on, it was always like I ain't know what to come home to sometimes. Like they're gonna be beefing, they're gonna be talking sometimes. Like sometimes y'all walk past each other, y'all don't say nothing. I'm like, all right, what's going on with the family now? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I really couldn't referee nothing because I don't know how that go. Only y'all know how that go. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how that women stuff go. So I would try to stay out of it and just be like, well, I ain't taking no side in this. I'm just gonna let them handle it. Sometimes I come home, y'all be cool. Sometimes I come home, y'all not cool. I'm like, all right, well, Dawn, let's play the game.
That's funny.
This ain't one of our nights.
I never talked to like Dawn or Jermaine about anything. Like, when mommy sent us to Josie, I don't think I talked to you for like 2 weeks. Just come home, go straight to my room every day. I was so mad.
No, you didn't talk to her, but every day we went to the bus stop. Ty made it a point to say, "What the hell wrong with mommy? Why she can't do job as a butler?" But like I said, it go back to that mother thing. Because now I know more than what I know. It's not about the way. It's just other stuff that was going on that wasn't to us being a kid's place. It was not business.
And I always tell people, one thing I could say, if mommy didn't send us to Josie, I wouldn't have graduated high school on time. Because I was BSing that whole year. I didn't have no. When she came to get us from Butler, I didn't have no grades because I was not going to class.
Wild.
I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing on the paper to transfer. Exactly. So I always tell.
That's why she was crying.
Yeah.
Ty had a fight.
But the fight wasn't the reason why I wasn't doing good in school. I wasn't doing good in some of my classes.
It's all a trickle effect.
Yes,
you only had a fight because you weren't doing right. Tell them, Ma.
No.
She wasn't living right.
No.
There you go.
No.
It's a trickle effect.
The fight was Kayla's fault. That's number one.
Wow.
We just gonna say that.
Kayla, hope you got this far, Kayla. She wildin'. You out of pocket.
Please have her on the podcast. Kayla will tell you it was her fault. And you want to know the nerdiest thing about that whole situation? Is that the fight started because the teacher was trying to do a review and the class wouldn't be quiet.
So you thought it was your...
No, Kayla told the whole class to be quiet. And then somebody else tried to tell my friend, you ain't going to tell my friend be quiet. We trying to tell y'all we need to get the review. So I always laugh at that. Like, this really started because we wanted... Well, initially, matter of fact, you was in the class below us. You was in Mr. James' class.
Don't put me in this, please.
Jermaine was in class below us. And then he go, then when I got in trouble, he gonna say, I don't know how I knew when I heard a noise. I knew it was you, bro. I was like, bro, it's
I had a
my
feeling.
sister.
Something just said,
my sister.
I heard chairs going up. I said,
yeah, because
I smell Ty. I don't know why they had your name crossed.
Mr. James came all the way from upstairs. Mr. James, all the way from downstairs.
You would think he came, hey, that's your sister. No, he ain't say nothing to you.
Because that's what was about to happen. I was just like, in my mind, I'm just like, why we about to fight over a review? I just want the review. I just want to do good on a test. Like, I just want the teacher to be able to get a review. That's it. All that came from
if
just...
If you had been to class more often, maybe they would have expected you to be quiet for the review.
No, I always went to that class. It was just
a hard... After that class,
No. It was just a hard... After lunch. All my classes after lunch, I wasn't doing good in because I would skip and go to... Yeah,
you're smarter than that. I'm glad you moved her, Mom.
Yeah,
wrong?
I always tell people that. Honestly, if we would have stayed at Butler, mommy probably would have been looking at my grades like, "What did you do all year?" Because it was no way I could have made it up.
I wasn't mad at I was, but it wasn't. It was just more so for me. We had so much normalcy for like the last 13, 14 years. I was 16, so about 14 years of my life.
And now then it's just
so I went to Port Robertson 9th grade, Butler 10th, Joseph 11th. I'm like, well, damn, I'm going to Hesper next.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I doing? It was like my whole high school where normally that's when you kind of settle in. I was like, I'm always learning something new. There's always some new challenge. That's the only thing that was an issue for me. I love Joseph because it was more what I was used to. I was used to a rough area. Butler wasn't that for me. Josie was more of that for me.
I hated
so it was,
Josie.
I loved it. But
I loved the school. Josie had great school spirit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I thought
and you wouldn't learn about Planned Parenthood without Josie.
True.
See?
But I thought none of my friends was there. I just didn't. I was so like I told mom I'll be on my best behavior. Can I please go back to my school?
School was easy as hell.
It was called parenting.
Can I please go back to my school?
It was
like
called zones.
I don't.
Here she goes talking about some zones, but we was close to Butler.
We was on for Butler. We was on for Josie.
I know.
Being in Pond Walk, I didn't know the difference. I should have never changed our I should have left y'all address at grandma's house. That's when I had to learn. Don't change y'all address. Leave that, because me doing that, somebody else was saying how down here they'll try to charge you because you're sending your kids out of zone because this is Josie. So I really didn't have a choice. I didn't want to, and I knew that was going to kill her. I knew you was going to be okay. You might have been mad, but you would have dealt with it. Embarrassed me in that office, broke down crying.
Ty, come on now, hold on. I never heard this story. Really?
You didn't see me cry? I thought we was going to a dentist appointment. Man, I thought we had a dentist appointment. I'm like, oh, I see y'all tomorrow. Man, I'm walking out of class like, oh, the lady told me, yeah, you gotta go send these around near teachers. So people in the hallway is like, why are you crying? What's going on?
My mommy taking me to Josie.
Yes, I'm like, she didn't even tell me. Like, she's a total surprise. Like, this is crazy. And now I'm really embarrassed because I gotta go to all these classes, well, my 3 classes after lunch, 60, 0, 55. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm crying now. I really can't show this to my mother because now she's gonna be wondering what I was doing all year. So now I'm even more mad.
Even more reason she's seen the Josie now.
Look, but I'm even more mad because I'm caught and I didn't really have time to catch up on work. So now I'm like, yo, bro, this is maybe she would have said something before. I would have told my teachers I need to, make this stuff up. But like I tell people, going to Josie, because I didn't have any friends and I was a lot more isolated, I just focused on my work. AB on the road. I made up all my missing assignments and stuff. So
I think my first day at Josie is my second day. But I came back for the weekend. It's Riley. It was her. I had her class too, and she was an amazing teacher, amazing. But I remember my report, my grades was good. I had like 90s. I had all A's. I did have all A's at first semester at Butler. So when they gave it to me at Josie, she seen my report. We had a report card and stuff. We had to give it to them. So I think she gave homework, and I ain't do it. Yo, she was like, hey, be quiet. Hey, you stand there real quick. So I started, she's like, so you think you come to Josie and not do no work? I see your grades. Don't come in here trying to be like one of them. Be yourself. I said, oh, damn. All right.
I really enjoyed her as a teacher. I think she probably was one of the realest teachers we had.
I'm going to have her on the podcast at some point. I am.
She talked about a lot of stuff that just was...
She went away from the curriculum.
Yeah.
She taught us college stuff.
Straight to the point. Like,
we had to dissect the frog and all that stuff. It was dope.
Yeah. Her class, I like her class. I would say her class was dope.
It was amazing. I liked it. But, yeah, so I think that the decision, like I said, we talking about Mother's Day, motherhood, like, I don't know, that's kind of wild too, because it's hard to make a decision that, it's probably best for your kids, but your kids don't know it yet. So, like, you crying and stuff, yeah, it is wild now I think about it.
Every day I came home, Mom would be like, how was school? Horrible. Then when you go to my room, like, I don't want to hear nothing. I just at that time, I just really didn't understand. I'm just like, now I got to call my friends and ask them what happened at school. I didn't have no friends at Josie. I had one friend at Josie, Shannon. And Shannon used to walk me every class.
Yeah.
But then even Shannon being my friend just was complicated because then all the girls that like Shannon thought it was something between me and Shannon. I'm just like, no, bro, I just don't have no friends. We don't like each other. I just don't have no friends. My mother sent me here.
Josie was wild, man. I loved it though. Yeah, I ain't had no problems over there. But I guess I wanted. So, what does Mother's Day mean to you? I'll let Ty go first because I know Mommy got her own. I think I know Mommy gonna say on it.
I'm only, dang, which Mother's Day is this for me? Like my what, 4th? Should be my 4th Mother's Day.
How old is Elijah?
He just turned 5. I think this is my.
It's your 5th.
5th, yeah. We
Really?
were gonna say 5, yeah. If you were pregnant with him, we gave you something Mother's Day.
Oh. You want to know what? I'm not going to say I don't really remember my Mother's Day, but, for my Mother's Days, I usually just have Elijah. Or I'm like, with family. It's just, to me, it's a day, but it's like a day like, hey, everybody going to come together. Everybody going to be together. I used to tell people like, oh, I don't really remember not, like how somebody was just asking me like, oh, do you want to, you gonna have Elijah with you, or do you want him to, be away? Do you want a break? And I'm just like, well, I'm a mom. We don't really get breaks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if that would be my Mother's Day gift. Like, oh yeah, give me a break. Like,
That is kind of wild to like.
That's
Mother's Day, all right, take my kid.
Yes, it's weird. People ask me like, it's Mother's Day. My mom, you usually celebrate with your mom. Even if we did say, if it fell on a weekend, we spent the weekend with daddy, we coming back in time to give mommy, oh, I made this card for you. Yeah. I made this, for you. I got this for you. Because you want to shower your mother. You want to show you love her. I think that's what it means to me. It's just a day to like say, okay, hey, I appreciate you. Because, yeah, life does happen and you do have a lot of other stuff going on. So I think some people do kind of get on this autopilot mode where you forget to say, hey, you know what? Let me look back and think. Yes, I really appreciate my mom. Yes, I really love my mom. Like when I posted that post about like how when I had Elijah, mommy was just always there, just always helpful. It's just crazy because I see so many other women or people talk about how hard it was for them after having their kids, and it was depressing, and it was this, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I didn't experience that. Like,
I know, right?
My mom, like, my mom was here every weekend, and even if she wasn't here, if I call her and I said, oh, this is happening, or Elijah has this, or his skin got that, what do? I got my mom right there. And I tell people, maybe that's something that I didn't think about at that time until you hear other people talking about how they didn't have it. And I'm just like, wow, I don't want to be ungrateful, and make sure to let my mom know I appreciate it, because I couldn't imagine having to learn to be a mom in the very beginning without my mom.
Right.
Because, boy, I did not know what to do. I'm like, oh, he crying. It's the middle of the night. Please take him. I don't.
It's like mommy always got all the answers.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, Ma. He crying. He fussy. I'm not sure. I tried to give him milk. It didn't work. And it's just like she always knew what to do. And it's just so funny because when I finally learned everything and I got it, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm doing this. Okay, look at me, soothing my own kid by myself. He ain't crying no more. Cause at first I told mommy the first like maybe 2-3 weeks, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm horrible at this. Like he still be crying. He only stopped crying when mommy.
I stayed there with y'all one time. I was like, all right, he crying a little too
much.
I'm
like he only stopped crying when mommy picked him up. Like maybe he don't like me or something. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. But it's just like motherhood is, even though you having this baby, it's still things that I tell people you gotta learn. This is why you want that support to teach you different ways to do stuff.
Right.
Like I tell people, wash him up for the first time. I did that with mommy. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I don't know. They just sent me home with the baby. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
I did it. Well, go ahead.
See, what you was saying, the learning part, too, Nana taught me things. Because I was that way with Jermaine. I looked to Nana to guide me because she worked in the hospital. Mm-hmm. She had all these other kids.
Nana always had the answers,
She gave me that attention. She gave me that attention with Jermaine. Like, soon as I get over there, it's like, hey, bring old man in here to me. I got him. So, I'm there Friday to Sunday. I probably see Jermaine if I can knock on the door and ask, can I
calm down?
Take a peek?
Yeah, Nana love me.
It's Nana. But, yeah, like, Mother's Day, just if I can get all my kids together and have them there and we eat and we laugh and we talk crap and y'all make me the butt of the joke, and of course I get an attitude, but we are together.
Still got that droid.
We're laughing.
Exactly.
We are enjoying time. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I love gifts too, but my kids get me gifts all the time. It's not just Mother's Day. It could just be out the blue, just no reason at all, and Cash apps come through, and Dennis is waiting at home for me, and
that's me, y'all.
I love it. I'm gonna be honest. The best gifts are the ones you guys made in school, and I'm so mad I lost that box of all my pictures, and it had the handprint you made, Ty, the personal stuff Jermaine and Dawn made. I had all the certificates from y'all from school.
I know, right?
That's Mother's Day, pulling all that stuff out, talking about back in the day, and learning from y'all. I learned from y'all watching y'all with y'all kids. I learned from you with Brooke and Bells, and the difference in me and Bo with you and their mom, like Ty and, her parenting with Elijah. You learn Dawn and Toe. I learned things watching y'all. Like I try to tell people, yeah, we're the parent. Doesn't mean your kid is wrong just because you're the parent and you're older. I still learn from my kids. I had to learn how to treat and interact with their kids how they want me to. I can't do what I would have done because those were my kids being young. These are my grandkids. They don't beat their kids. They don't have to. They can just look at them, or they could just say, hey, this, that, and the third. Mine's was different. I learned from y'all. This is why I always big you up as far as parenting. Me and your father, we was in the street. Where we dropping them off at today? Where we going? We are good parents, but we still want our downtime. And we had so many people we could depend on that we trusted. It was easy for us to still have a life, but still be great parents to y'all. So, yeah, I mean, the best part for me for Mother's Day, if I can get all my kids together, I don't know about most people, I love having all three of my kids together. Dawn being away at school at Cal, that used to always mess it up. Maybe Ty got plans with, her life in Atlanta. She can't come. Those times, they're lonely. I hate them.
Especially because she a mom now, too, so she getting celebrated or appreciated somewhere.
Yeah, but when I can get all three of y'all, I don't care. We just sit in the house and order wings and talk crap and play the game and do the karaoke. That's the best times for me because we all in one room together.
Just want to go on record and say I did buy Mommy the Miss Pac-Man game that she's been wanting for a long time. That was me, all me. Yeah.
Even though I asked multiple times in the group chat what we was doing, he just gonna buy his.
No, I bought her. It was a regular Tuesday. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's how me and Mommy work.
Oh, because I was gonna.
It was
say,
Tuesday. I said, yo, Ma, it's Tuesday. You want a game?
It was a regular day.
It's a regular day. I just bought it. Came on a Saturday, set it up for her. She played it for 8 hours. Who knows? You know how that go, man. Regular stuff.
This is why I tell people it's not about. People be like, oh, what you did to get for Mother's Day? My kids came over. They give me gifts all year, honey.
That would be wild. I don't want to try that every while because we always get us something anyway. So it's like, yeah, we do. Imagine one day you come to just us.
Even if it was matter of fact, last Mother's Day, I was like, Dawn, what you doing today? I ain't doing that. Okay, so make sure you go pick up the edible arrangement. I ordered it already. Yeah. Like it don't. We be like we always getting something. I'm like, you ain't doing nothing with your day. You the errand boy. You going to pick up all the stuff.
I think it's just the epitome of like it's the thought that counts kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like not getting that. If you don't have it, that's just different. Yeah. But obviously we all doing something, so we got it, and it's just good to do. So.
But I tell people that I was actually telling somebody else that they were just like, oh, do y'all get Mother's Day gifts from people you're not with? And I'm like, me and Elijah's dad not together, but I get a Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, I don't understand the argument. Me personally, I'm gonna get something all the time.
It's just when I'm just like, that's I was like, now, if he didn't give me a Mother's Day gift, I wouldn't feel away, but I would hope he gonna send me a text or call and be like, hey, happy Mother's Day. Appreciate you.
It's a partnership, so you still want to tell the person they appreciate it, even if you're not together. You don't have to buy a romantic gift.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, y'all act like it don't gotta be like a super expensive gift. I'm just like, but they don't drop y'all off a card or nothing. I'm just like, I said I don't remember like Daddy bringing Mommy like, lavish gifts, but I would hope I know he telling her Happy Mother's Day.
I'm lucky I was mature enough not to ask Daddy about no Mother's Day thing. I always knew. I never asked him. I never really talked to him about, hey, what we doing for Mother's Day? It's like we always did our own thing. Honestly, I would just go to you. You'd be like, all right, we're going to enjoy this. All right, cool, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Daddy, what's your name on here? All right, cool. There we go. Da-da-da. And go from there. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. But I never really talked to him about Mother's Day. I just always did it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we pretty much always had our own stuff.
Yeah,
playing.
Daddy just random. Anyway, he's like he probably the most random person I know in life. Out of nowhere, other day, I know he asked my mommy, "Your mom straight?" I said, "Yeah." it was weird because we don't
We don't really
comment
talk
like that.
about
So I'm
mom.
like, yeah. He was like, so I'm already upset now. Like I said, I don't play with my moms. I'm like, why you asking my moms for? You know what I'm saying? Even though
Like this ain't your
I don't care that was your girl at one point. You know what I'm saying? So he like, oh, okay, I'm just telling you, she needs some money. I said, she working, but I mean, she ain't gonna turn nothing down. Like what you trying to do? Because I can give her money if anything. Cause now I'm getting defensive. He's like, oh no, I'm just saying. I'll tell her I'm gonna send her about $200 next week. I just gotta get right. I'm like, all right. We drive no lie. I promise to you, this is epitome of daddy. We drive like 3 minutes. Hey yo, never mind. I'll tell you mom that, bro. I just thought of something. I got something just came up. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you, bro? Like that's how daddy is. Like out of nowhere, he want to give you money, but then it's like, you know what? Nah, you got this bill coming up, so I'm gonna just chill. Like I'm like, yo, shut up, man.
He be wanting to do nice stuff. I know.
Yeah.
It be the thought that count. He will reach out though. We always just did stuff. Like we never made it. Oh, it's Father's Day coming. What did you want special? You already done got something. Like we didn't do the flowers and the big dinners and.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you don't gotta do all that. Just
togetherness.
Yeah,
we
Bob
got
being
our
together.
kids. We got y'all. We probably have Caution Pop over, Messiah. Like we'll go get videos and just sit at the house and do family stuff. That was the best. That was the best for me.
Yeah. This was good. It was good. I don't want to go with 1 hour and 30 because I'm trying to edit and put it out and stuff too. So, Ty, you finally made it on a podcast. Your stomach hurt?
The best podcast.
Yeah, it is. That's what they're saying. So I don't know.
This is gonna be the best podcast out because I'm on it.
Anyway, happy Mother's Day. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Yes,
And-
happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, grandmothers, whether you
Hey, wrap it up.
birthed
Ty.
a child, adopted a child, you foster a child. Happy Mother's Day. You are appreciated.
Happy Mother's Day to anybody that kicks in, puts in the work, allows them to come to the house. You are being the person in the village helping raising them. If you are a biological parent, if you're not, happy Mother's Day.